What up YouTube, it's your boy Anime Specialist. So this episode was pretty good, but at the same time underwhelming because of some things that I thought would happen that didn't, but let's get right to it. So like I said, I thought the beginning of the episode was pretty underwhelming because of what happened in last week's episode when the Prime Minister used his sacred art. I really thought that the Prime Minister against Kirito, Yujiro, and Alice was going to be bonkers. I thought it was going to be a really good fight, but it really wasn't. It was just Alice containing the sacred art of the Prime Minister, and then Kirito just killing the real Prime Minister, his real body. At first, I thought that he transformed into this monster, this fire monster, but it was actually a kind of a weapon that he used with his sacred art, so it was kind of underwhelming for me. For him to be the prime minister and being killed that easily, I know it was Kirito, so we know that Kirito is really strong, but he was killed pretty easily. His body was unprotected. Quinella really didn't care that much, so it was a pretty easy kill and a pretty easy victory for the trio. But yeah, man, it was kind of cool to see some of Kirito's power. I think that was maybe close, I don't know, to his full power, because this is the first time that we've seen him use this attack. At first I thought I was tripping, but it was really his suit from SAO season 1 part 1, so it was kind of cool to see. I don't know how he did that, but yeah, man, at first I thought I was really tripping or something, but after he killed the prime minister, we saw a closer shot of him in his robe from the first season of Sword Art Online. Like I said previously in the video, Quinella was just unbothered by the Prime Minister's death. She just threw him away like he was a garbage or something like that. So that's pretty crazy, man. It just shows how heartless she really is and everything, even though he's not really, this guy is not really someone that we care about because of what he did in last week's episode. He really wanted the Quinella's body and everything, so he's not really a good guy or anything, but just throw him like garbage after he tried to defend her or anything like that. It's kind of cruel, but it's still crazy to me that Quinella is just sitting in the air right there naked while the other guys are fighting and everything, so for me it's kind of crazy. Why? Just why? I know it's fan service, but from the character perspective, why does she likes to be naked in public like that? Maybe she's trying to seduce men or maybe women or something like that, so that she can win her fights easier. I don't know, but it's kind of it's cool, it's fan service. We all love fan service and everything, so especially I think the men. So yeah, I don't really mind. The second part of the episode was my favorite because of the important dialogue, and it just showed us how much of a god complex Quinella has, and I just loved it. Especially in this image right there, we see how high she is. She's like almighty, and she looks like an angel of death or something like that, so I really like this image. But like I said, there was a lot of important dialogue in this in the second part of the episode. Quinella actually says something to Kirito. She knows now that he's not from the underworld, he's from the real human world and everything. And Yujiro and I think maybe Alice too looks at Kirito kind of weird, because they don't know what's really happening right now. So because Quinella thinks that she's the most powerful person in the world, Kirito just tells her how insignificant she really is, because just by the press of a button in the real world, everything in the underworld can be erased, and especially her, so just the dialogue that was between Kirito and the pontifex was pretty cool to see, because She doesn't really know that. She knows, but she doesn't know how insignificant she really is, you know. So I really like that part. And even then, when Kirito was talking about her being the main authority in this world and just have kind of slaves like the Integrity Knight and everything, she kind of clapped back at Kirito by saying that in the real world we have someone of higher authority that we have to do work for, you know. So if you have a job, you have a boss, you know. So he's of higher authority than you. So that's what she was kind of talking about. So it was a pretty interesting dialogue. So the only thing left for me, I talk about it in every episode. I just want Alice, Yuji, and Kirito remembering when they were kids together and everything, because they don't remember anything from that time. But yeah, man, I really want them to remember these memories. But anyway, after they talked, Quinella said something about countering what the human world can do, and she created a kind of weapon monster or something like that, a weapon golem. And I don't think it was really that, but I'm really wondering what she was talking about. The only thing we know is that that weapon is powerful as hell. At first, it attacked Yujiro, but Alice actually protected him, so he was kind of shook. You know, he doesn't seem to be used to fight, even though we saw him fight many battles since they arrived in this tower. I'm wondering why he was that shook. Maybe it's because it was Alice that protected him or something like that. But you know, Alice and Kirito was they weren't shook because they've been in a lot of battle. But because Alice saved Yujiro, she was stabbed almost to death. So that was crazy. I really didn't think that that would happen. For a moment, I really thought she was gonna die. It would have been one of the saddest deaths in Sword Art Online, probably. Probably behind the girl that was in love with Kirito in Sword Art Online Season 1, you know. Uh, the one I think, did she sacrifice herself or something? And she left a message to Kirito. I don't remember well because it's been a while, but this was probably the saddest death in Sword Art Online, in the Sword Art Online series. And then right after Alice was stabbed, Kirito was stabbed, you know. So I really didn't think he was gonna die, obviously, because he's the main character, you know. But it was a pretty gruesome injury because of all the blood that was going out of his body and everything. The only reason that Kirito and Alice are alive is because of Spider and Quinella's sister, administrator. You know, she's also a pontifex, so she has a lot of power, and she basically healed Kirito and Alice. I really didn't care about the spider's death. First of all, because I hate spiders, and second of all, I didn't really care about this NPC character that they were talking about, you know. So it didn't have really an effect on me. Sorry, maybe for y'all it did, but not for me. Anyway, we'll have to see what's gonna happen in next week's episode. It's probably gonna be a battle between Administrator and Quinella. I think Quinella is gonna win because I think we saw in the opening the new images we saw Kirito fighting Quinella, you know. So that's a fight that I really want to see. I really want to see how strong she can be with a sword and everything. Obviously, I think she's a great villain actually, you know. Obviously, she loves nudity. She has a god complex and everything. She thinks she can control everyone and everything. So, yeah, man, I'm really wondering what's gonna happen next. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next in the Sword Art Online Alicization series. I'm wondering if this kind of arc will end soon because I think this was the 22nd episode, and there's like 52 episodes in this season of Sword Art Online, so I'm wondering what will happen after after they defeat Quinella and everything. So this will be interesting. I do Sword Art Online reviews every Saturday, so subscribe for that. And I do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesdays, The Promised Neverland reviews on Thursdays, and Fairy Tail, One Piece sometime, and obviously Sword Art Online, like I said, on Saturdays. I'm still waiting for the Boruto anime to catch up to the manga, so when it will catch up, I don't know when, but it will be a long time, I guess. But I'm gonna review it on Sundays, so stay tuned for that. One last thing that I want to talk about before I end the video, I really like the part where at the beginning of the episode when Kirito wanted to kill the Prime Minister, he was charging his attack, and we just hear the epic battle OST coming in, so that's like the most iconic Sword Art Online OST, and it was really cool to hear it. It was badass and everything, so I'm glad that they put it in this episode. But yeah, man, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram. But yeah, Anime Specialist out. Peace.